Hello, my name is Santino with Group 1 of Class IST 110, and my topic is the cellular network. Let's start with what is a cellular network. A cellular network is a radio network covering a geographic area called a cell. Each cell has a stationary transceiver called a cell site or base station. How this works is a caller places a call. The base station relays the call to the mobile switching center, which then relays the call to the receiver. Now I'll talk about a brief history of a cell network. We first started with the 1G in the early 80s. These were those brick phones that the Wall Street execs had, those big things, bricks they called them. These were basic. I mean, they were poor quality, nothing like we have today. But we had to start somewhere. Next came 2G. 2G was in the early 90s, huge increase in speed. You could only make phone calls. We couldn't do data transfers yet. Those came with 3G, roughly 10 years later. Much faster. We could send more data, better quality data. This is what we could start texting, pictures, even videos a little bit. With 4G, we get a lot faster speed, a lot more data can be sent. This is where you can stream online. You get your YouTube videos, your movies, videos that your friends make, all that. And in the future, we're expecting the next generation, which is 5G, which is supposed to be incredibly fast and also very efficient and reliable. It'll use fiber, it'll have fiber-like speeds, which is promising, but I don't know how that will be delivered. So, and now I'll wrap up with the networks we're most familiar with, 3G and 4G. So 3G, generation 3, this is where we were able to do the texting, and basically modern cell phone use came into play. This is what most people are familiar with. And now currently we have what's called 4G. It's basically an upgraded version of 3G. And more or less it's used as a marketing term for cell phone companies to sell their phones, because a lot of times the 4G doesn't deliver, and sometimes it's not even as good as 3G, from what I found in my research. And often they're just used interchangeably by salespeople. Hopefully we'll be able to get more data, and all that'll be worked out. And then we're expecting the 5G, which is supposed to be amazing. A lot of people are excited for it. Hopefully it works out. And with that, I conclude my presentation.
Hello, I'm Richard with Group A. We'll be looking over at cell phone technology. So first is phone apps, yesterday versus today. There's apps for pretty much everything you can think of. Banks, we can deposit checks through our phone app. Driving, like Google Maps. Social media, we can stay in touch with our friends and family. News apps, we can stay in touch with CNN and social news with Reddit. We can order food like pizza and order McDonald's so they can bring the food out straight to your car. Video games, there's all kind of phone games to keep us entertained. School, we can use our Canvas app to stay in touch with updated assignments and even submit assignments through it. And videos like YouTube and Instagram. Whereas phone apps yesterday, they had very limited capabilities. They only had a few apps that would be just the typical phone app, messaging and calendar, and maybe a couple games. Push notifications. The push notifications can keep us easily updated with things. They'll just beep at us and let us know updates with any kind of news, any kind of emergencies. Sports, if you're into football or baseball, I can let you know when a game starts, or if a game is halftime, or even the updating of the score. Your video games, if you're into Clash of Clans or something, you can be updated with your video games on your phone. Social media, it can update you whenever your friends or family post anything. It's very easy to stay in touch, as well as driving apps. If you're using Uber, it'll let you know before your driver even reaches to you. It'll notify you. Organization and reminders. That's a lot with do with your updating if you have an appointment one day, and even Google makes it easy. We can integrate your email with your calendar. It'll update you with any kind of appointments that you may have in the future. It'll automatically do it for you. It makes it very easy. And that's it.
Another key aspect in the evolution of cell phone technology is the ability for phones to connect to the internet as well as with other devices such as computers, tablets, smartwatches, smart TVs, and others as well. Smartphones can work cohesively with certain devices by connecting via Bluetooth or Wi-Fi. Two of the main smartphone brands that just about everyone are familiar with are Apple and Android. Although these two platforms vary from each other both in software and hardware, cell phone technology has evolved to the point where you do not have to restrict yourself to buying only Apple products or only Android products. For example, Apple AirPod wireless headphones can be paired with any device that supports Bluetooth connection, not just with Apple devices. Additionally, Google apps can still be downloaded onto Apple devices. They are not exclusive to Android users. Cell phone technology has evolved to the point where users don't have to stay exclusive to one brand or another. Technology has created a more connected world, and this is shown by how versatile smartphones are today. You might have a preference of either Apple or Android, but ultimately, smartphones have advanced to keep users connected through various different devices.
Good afternoon, I am Jess Siriano, and this is my portion for the video group project. Today I'll be discussing the evolution of the cell phone. So first let me talk about the Motorola cell phone, first created in 1973. It's right here. As you can see, it looks very similar to a brick. It was very bulky, very big. It weighed about 2 pounds. It was roughly about 30 ounces. And also it came with this nice huge rubber antenna that you can see. Nowadays, today's cell phones are a lot more sleek, a lot more slim, as the iPhone 10 right here, which was created in 2017. A little bit about the iPhone 10, it enhanced the user entertainment-wise. It holds up to a range of 32 gigabytes to over 200 gigabytes. It lasts from 10 to 40 hours, compared to the phone right here would only last about 30 minutes talking, 8 hours on standby. Also, the iPhone 10 has a lot more technology enhancements such as Bluetooth technology, voice recognition, face recognition, and also has Wi-Fi compatibility, MPC, and a lot more enhancements that evolved since 1973. Next, I'll be discussing the way we used to text back in the day. So in 2001, we had the Nokia 310. A lot of people refer to this as the brick phone, one of the first phones that we used to send text messages, or also known as SMS. Back in the day, we had to use T9. T9 was kind of a nuisance because, for example, if I wanted to send the letter K, I would have to press the number 5 3 times. As you can see, this could be quite difficult when you're trying to send a long text message out. So just 1 year later, T-Mobile created a nice handy phone called the Sidekick. The Sidekick enhanced the text messaging world dramatically because they had a QWERTY keyboard. QWERTY keyboards were phenomenal because they mimicked keyboards that we have on computers, so users were able to send text messages a lot faster and send longer text messages more efficiently. The QWERTY keyboard is still used nowadays in a lot of the touch phones that we have, and it's great technology to send text messages out a lot quicker. Alright, that summarizes my portion of the video project. Thank you for your time.
The original cell phone had one purpose and one purpose only. That was to make phone calls from places other than landline phones. The original cell phone was a far cry from what we see today. They served as a tool to communicate in a quicker, more convenient manner. Perhaps you've seen old cell phones in TV shows or movies. One of the most iconic quote-unquote cell phones is Zach Morse's clunky white device in the TV show Saved by the Bell. However, over time they have developed a myriad of other purposes. Today, the purpose of a cell phone is to serve as a one-stop hub to do pretty much, well, anything. Cell phones have turned into the first place people go to when they're looking to call, email, text message, listen to music, shop, Google, navigate, or take photos. Some people even turn to their mobile devices when it is time to read. As the cell phone has evolved into what it is today, it has strategically replaced the need for other tech devices one by one. One of the most obvious devices it has replaced is the classic MP3 player. Many of us can remember a period of time when the iPod was a cutting-edge MP3 device. Now, it is simply built into your iPhone. Likewise, unless you're looking to do a high-level professional photo shoot, a smartphone is your best and most convenient bet when it comes to taking pictures or videos. Smartphones also, for all intents and purposes, ended the short but sweet life of GPS devices. All in all, the main reason many people can't put their smartphones down these days is there's nearly always another logical reason to pick them up.